We're balling. We're balling with it.
Sound good?
You can edit it anyway, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. All right, we
Yeah,
good?
we are live, by the way. We are.
Oh, sorry. All right, welcome back to Fuck All because fuck you, episode 3. So today we have Hello Kitty and Elvie. Say hi, guys.
All
My bad, I
right.
have food in my
What?
mouth.
Want to
What's
be
good?
shy? Hello. I'll say hello.
Yeah. And of course, we have Unkfer in the back recording. Thank you for making this all happen. So, topic of the day regarding VR chat: dating in VR. What do we think about that?
I think it could turn out positively or negatively.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta be doing it right.
And what is the right way, in your opinion?
You know, first get to know them. Don't just go straight into it. See if you like their personality and everything. And then
Mm-hmm.
if you guys are cool, okay, date, but take it seriously. Don't go
Mm-hmm.
out there flirting with other people. You have to take it the same way you would take it in the real world.
Mm. And
I
do you
actually
think it's
know
harder for people to date in VR chat than it is in real life?
long distance relationships are hard, so I wouldn't be
Mm.
surprised if it was difficult. I mean, it's easier to
Mm.
find people. Problem is actually being apart.
Gotcha. Elvie, what do you think about it?
Ooh, what I think about VR dating.
Mm-hmm. In
I
VR
would say
chat.
there's a lot of dimensions to it. I feel like
Could you go
like
over some of them?
I feel like in some cases it could add a lot of perspective on the visuals. Like a lot of people are attracted to each other and think that attraction is mainly based on visuals. You see somebody, you like them, you like how they look, you like what they think. You're not going to see
That is
somebody
real.
and understand how they feel. So you can bullshit yourself all day long if you want, but at the end of the day, you're going to go for somebody you're attracted to. Those are just
Mm-hmm.
facts. You're not going to walk up to somebody you personally think is ugly or you don't like them and ask them how their day is. This is not going to happen. Not in
Interesting.
like
And
a
do
dating sense.
But I think
mm-hmm.
they go off of avatars a lot too, which is
Yeah, avatars is a
odd.
big thing when it comes to dating
Yeah.
because you can always change what you look like, and that's the big thing in VR chat. You can be anyone or anything. And so, what do you guys think that adds when it comes to the equation of VR dating?
I feel like in a sense it does. It maybe gives you more options to be yourself, but it also gives you more ways to hide yourself from like who
It
you
could be
actually are in
like
a sense.
catfishing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
there's a lot of people
catfishing.
doing that.
That's an interesting topic. So, do you guys think catfishing happens a lot in VR chat when it comes to
Oh,
dating?
Oh,
obviously.
Oh, catfishing happens
absolutely.
way more than you think, but
Mm,
not in the
Oh
way you think it
my
does. It
goodness.
happens in the reverse way. It's
and
not, you're
what is the
not getting
reverse way?
catfished. The reverse way is where you think you're catfishing somebody, but they know that you're a catfish, so they're just using you for the same thing you're using other people for.
Mm, okay. That's actually, I'm glad that we actually discussed that because that is a major problem in VR chat,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to dating. Yeah, catfishing is popular in this game because, of course, you can be anyone or anything. Whenever somebody puts on this VR headset and gets themselves in the game, they become their persona that they don't really put out there in real life. So they may be a different person whenever they put on the VR headset, don't you think?
Yeah, what do
I'm
you
Mm-hmm.
so
think,
sorry.
Kitty?
I'm eating
I'm
Oh,
eating.
like the big bag.
yep.
But yeah,
My bad. My
Oh,
bad.
100%.
yep. Big Beck's in the house. Anyway.
I literally just ate before this, so yeah, yeah.
Me too.
Mm,
We're all good here. Yeah.
awesome. Belly's full and we're ready to talk. Awesome. Glad to hear it. So, when it comes to catfishing, I would say dating in VR does have to stem out into other means of communication, such as the gaming app Discord. And do you
Yeah.
think that's where everything starts to
Test.
dissolve?
Oh, yep. Oh, we hear people in the
I mean,
background.
I
Okay,
wouldn't
hold
know.
on.
So what do you guys think? Do you guys think the Discord conversations also do end up having catfishes as well? Like fake pictures of
course.
themselves in real
Yeah.
life
Of
and
course,
also
that's so
Yeah.
easy. I could literally trick you into believing I'm a girl and send you feet pics that you would pay for, no problem. Like that's probably
Oh.
one of the easiest things to do out there.
Well,
Yeah.
If
ladies
you
and
have a
gentlemen, I
brain,
would
you can
pay
trick
if it was a
anyone.
man.
What about car fishing?
Say again?
Car fish.
Car fishing.
Car fishing.
Are we talking about Max here?
Oh,
Are we? Or are we not?
He's Car.
Are we talking about actual cars or car?
Or Car the cat.
for the audience
Uh,
listening, the character's
which
name
one's
is
here?
car that I'm wearing.
Car.
Yeah.
There's a car
Is there any
outside.
audience listening?
There's a car
Mhm.
outside.
Elaborate on car fishing. What is that?
Yeah, what is car fishing?
Pretending your car and
Pretending
getting
your
people.
car.
Pretending
So
you're
being
a car parking at other people's spots. That's good. I like that.
I feel like that
Interesting.
would
I've
be a
never
good bit.
You
heard
get you get a free parking spot.
That is something I would actually see that happening in real life. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
think that's just called being a dick
Yeah.
for no reason.
I feel like that's a good
Exactly, that's
bit,
a
just to
simple way
like
of
pull
putting
on
it.
something you fucking really hate. Just
That makes sense. So when it comes to VR dating, I'm pretty sure everybody in the room can agree that not a lot of these VR relationships do work, but there are a few shining examples of it actually working where people have flown to other states in order to meet their significant other that they have met
Yep.
on VR chat. And
I
how do you
Well,
actually
think?
take it a step down. Take it a step
Mhm.
down and keep it at friends. I feel like there's
Mm.
a fuck ton of people online, and especially in VR chat, that meet up because of them meeting in game or like on Discord or something. Like me, for instance, like I have two best friends, and I met them on this game, right? And we've been friends for like since the start when this game came out, like 5 years, like a little longer
yeah, I
than
was gonna say
that.
like, isn't that 5
Mhm.
years or something like that? So
I think it's been 7 years now, but it's fine. I think we're old, but it's cool.
Interesting. Awesome. And what about you, Kitty? Any instances of that?
I do know somebody on VR who actually ended up marrying her partner from VR chat. He's currently in
Nice.
the
Really?
military. Yeah. They were
Oh.
they were dating for years and now he's currently in the military. And
military.
anytime he needs to move, she moves with him. If
Hmm.
she ever needs anything to keep her at bay, he makes sure to provide it. And they make it work.
Well,
Well,
would you
that's
look at
actually
that?
really nice.
I honestly don't often interact with people in VR chat and often don't like it. So it's weird to think of the idea of someone getting into a relationship after it.
I mean, that does bring up the
Actually,
topics of
good days.
mutes in general.
Actually, why don't you sit down? Actually, that's a good viewpoint that we need. Perspective. Why don't you sit down on the
Yeah.
couch so everybody can see you? Not to out you or anything.
Mm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have good days. So, what is your you being not that social when it comes to VR chat, and what do you think about VR dating? What is your perspective?
It feels a bit weird. I'm just not used to interacting with others.
It's okay.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
No,
And don't be
yeah.
afraid to actually say what you mean because that's what we're all here for, is to figure out
We're here for
everybody's
different
opinion and get a better perspective.
It is a podcast.
So, exactly. So, earlier today, I have actually interviewed a couple of people, some being of minors and adults, and I've gotten a pretty mixed opinions when it came to VR dating. Some saying that it's okay as long as they don't do any of the weird stuff that we see on VR chat couples, which I'm pretty sure everybody can attest to actually seeing it every now and then.
Yeah.
But also
Yeah.
some that are really against it because it goes against what they feel which is comfortable.
Yeah,
I'm
So,
not sure I like the idea of minors playing this game.
ooh, that
Oh, they
actually will
shouldn't
be
be.
a topic. Yeah, that will be a topic
yeah.
we can discuss later.
We touched a
But
bit on that, yes.
We can
Mhm,
boomerang
yes, we
into it.
did.
We can boomerang into it.
Exactly. We'll do that possibly next or even after the second topic.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing from what we've come to agree on is that VR dating is pretty possible in VR chat. I mean, VR chat is a very it's a very big place with a lot of people from other countries, other states. Shoot, they can even be your neighbors. And when it comes to dating, you could be talking about somebody that maybe is right next door, and you would never know until
Like,
you actually start talking to people.
like how, yeah, this game has a lot of opportunity to meet people from vastly different areas. Like a while ago, I met
Hmm.
like two blokes from like Europe or some shit. Like insane.
Hmm.
Like think
Yeah,
about
no,
think
I've actually met a couple of people that I've actually met this one guy. He's from Guatemala, and he actually helps me with studying for my midterms. Great guy, love him to death. He's helped me out a lot, and I'm hoping to share more memories with him, especially in this game because that's what this game does. It connects people in the right ways, but of course we can't forget the bad ways.
Oh yeah,
So,
there's enough.
so
There's
we'll,
more than enough bad ways.
of course,
there's
which
way too much. This
unfortunately.
is way too much.
Yes. Well,
Way too much.
unfortunately, when it comes to VR chat, the media has really put a spotlight on the bad aspects of VR chat, to which, of course, we are trying to show the good side for this podcast while
But
going
you
over
could say the same
problems.
thing about the free kingdom. Like everybody only the news and everything shows that that's crazy, but when you actually talk to those people, they're all just like super average, like normal, nice people that just care about
Your
shit.
average
Like
Joe.
Yeah,
Of
obviously,
course.
like duh.
look at me here. Like
Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
I
it's
only
really
really
about how you look
started
at it.
playing
It's all
VR chat.
perspective based.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm. So, oh, continue.
Not the best impression, actually, first impression, but it's not related to the community, just the app
Well,
itself.
actually, let's dig deeper in that. What do you think about the community in VR chat? Like, what was your first impression?
Uh, I heard the N word.
Oh, yes, that will happen occasionally, especially in VR chat, because of course, as people know, a lot of these accounts, there's a lot of trolls out there, and when it comes to that, unfortunately, there are ones that will take it too far with racial slurs and also promises of sexual acts against other people, which is, of course, we do not stand for such things, and of course, we do not find as funny, but of course, we should go
PR
over that
speak.
kind of stuff. Hmm.
You're saying some
Yes.
PR speak right now.
Oh, really?
yeah. I mean, you kind of are. I won't
Oh,
lie. You kind of are.
oh, dang.
You getting
Well, I think we
sponsored?
We're not doing control damage. We didn't do anything bad. All right. We're not,
Nope, of
Not
course not.
yet.
No. Oh,
uh,
oh,
uh,
oh.
Not
all right.
yet.
He's got a point. Eventually, we're gonna fuck up. At some point, we're gonna fuck up.
Oh yeah. You
But we're
gotta
No one
trying
will
our
learn.
know
best
though.
not to. And that's the main thing. And that's why we're doing this podcast in order to show light of certain practices that some people go to whenever it comes to
Oh.
trying to make this community as safe as possible when it comes to communities such as furries and other fandoms.
Everybody's
So,
welcome and safe here, but everybody is also each other's enemy, and like it's chaos in here. Okay, it's a VR world. What do you expect? You can't make an open world,
mhm.
invite a bunch of humans in, and expect everything to go great.
Look
It's
at
not great
look at
Mhm.
Earth.
outside.
Look
It's
at
not
Earth.
great in
We
here
already
either.
fucked
You
it up as
know,
is. We'll just do it again here.
everybody's got fucking issues. It doesn't matter where
Mhm.
you are. If there's humans there, there's problems, there's drama, there's emotion there. So honestly, this is not that much different than real world. The only difference I feel like is that people can think and say more easily what they feel in here and be less afraid of how they'll be judged or what people think because you can just mute a motherfucker or like do whatever you feel like, you know? You can't do that in real
Mhm.
life. So it's easier to just be an open person and be a good person and try to be who you actually want to be in here. So again, that relates back to the VR dating. I feel like that's why people might think VR dating sometimes is actually even better than like real life dating because you don't see somebody and you ignore all the bullshit basically. You only focus on who somebody actually is. Of course, they could be lying to you then, but like that's for you to decide then, you know?
Mhm. That is true. That is true. Well said. So now that we've
Hmm.
actually gotten that topic out of the
I'll be
way,
right
we
back.
have we
Sorry.
have we have dabbled in minors in VR chat. So what do we think
Okay,
about
don't
that?
say it like that. You gotta rephrase it before I answer that question, please.
Kids in VR chat. What do you think about kids
Please.
being able to play VR chat?
You said
Okay,
we
there you go. That's
dabbled
better.
in.
Yeah, you said like dabble
Yes.
in minors. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to be colorful when it comes to words, but I guess that didn't
Yeah,
work.
that's a little too colorful, my guy.
Well,
Sometimes you gotta be direct. It's okay.
that's true. That's true.
Okay, what was the question?
What do we think about kids being able to play VR chat? What do we think about
They're
that?
not allowed. They shouldn't. There should be an age limiter
think
on
it's
there,
kind
and
of
every parent should be controlling their
irresponsible of a
VR
parent.
presence.
So what should be like the age requirement when it comes to being able to play VR
16.
chat? 16?
That's what I
16, I
said.
feel like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good age to where they're more mature, I would hope. But of course,
No,
there are
actually, fuck all of that. We can literally just make worlds where you have to just on VR chat, you have to put in your birth and your account and that kind of stuff, right? Obviously, you can still fake it, but it will be a little bit harder, so kids won't actually do all that stuff, verify an email, something like that. And then just make different servers. I can join an 18 plus server right now. You have to verify. We could make verification for ages. That's a simple thing, and I feel like it's actually stupid VRChat hasn't done that yet. It's literally their fault that thousands of kids are going through horrible experiences right now. When they're promising that kids aren't fine, and it's not fine. And it's obviously also the parents. Yeah, you're 100% correct. It's just a mix of neglect on both sides. And I feel like that's shaping this new generation a little bit too much. But hey, that's why it's up to you, Max, and to me, and to Good, and to Kitty here, to show kids and other people, instead of ignoring them and blocking those kids and telling them they're annoying, that people can be good on here, and that there's nice people, and that there's caring people,
Of course, well said. What about you, Kitty? You say you're talking about the parents. What do you think the parents should be doing when it comes to giving their kids VR? Do you think they should not be
Spending time with
allowed?
their kids. I mean, like, yeah,
Honestly?
and not giving their kids unrestricted access to the internet.
That's
Because
crazy.
especially at like
Yeah.
ages 13, that's when they're being influenced the most, and they're gonna base their whole personality based off of what they interact with, what they see, what they like, and you gotta watch your kids. You don't want them turning out
Yeah.
bad, especially like if parents knew what their kids were doing on the internet. I guarantee you they wouldn't be letting their kids on the internet.
Oh, heck yeah, you're right.
Yeah, kids are
Every parent would
very
immediately throw out all this shit. Yeah.
yeah, kids are very easily influenced. Like it's insane how easy it is. You just gotta like convince them in the right way.
Yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
danger, Like that's where you, all of us, the good people, have to show like, hey, we could do this. It's possible, but we're choosing to like decide to be a good person and be caring,
And the kids
Of
Like
course.
instead of ignoring everybody, show everybody the better way. Even if everybody tells you you're a dumbass, just keep doing it.
it's,
Honestly, kids should get less devices as they grow up.
Yeah.
Often,
Yeah,
like,
who
kids
doesn't
are given iPads as children. I don't think that should happen.
That also has a lot of
See,
psychological
I would think as they grow up and as
yeah.
they kind of prove themselves to be more mature, they should be able to get devices. And maybe start with a phone, because now these days you kind of have to know exactly where they're at. But don't give them don't give them like full access to the internet. Kind of parent lock them as they grow older, but with less and less restrictions as the years go by, until finally like maybe 16, 17, or 18, where you actually give them full access.
And they especially shouldn't be like allowed in school. They shouldn't allow phones in school.
Yeah, which was kind of a big thing with VR chat, being able to just play on your phone. So now kids can just do it anytime.
People are literally in the bathroom in school just playing fucking VR chat.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think it was a good decision. So, but
There's
yeah,
actually a current like big crisis apparently in schools, where because of COVID, they like got used to like
being on devices.
Yeah, and now their attention spans are destroyed, and if they don't have the phone, then they just can't actually focus on the thing.
Interesting.
I agree that's bad, but I don't think you should take phones away completely. Because kids
Why not?
do need to reach their parents. I often had my phone because I have some health issues, and anytime I was having some hard times that my nurses or anything couldn't help with, I had to message my mom. It could also be like in middle school we had a shooter come in on the property, and I had to call my mom to make sure she came and get me. So important situations like that.
So,
Yeah.
in my opinion, when it comes to like devices, like cell phones, I think there should be, I think kids should be given cell phones that have very small functions such as call and text, kind of like a flip
Yeah.
phone,
flip
pretty
phone.
much.
Like a flip phone
Exactly,
works.
give them a flip
like
phone.
solely
That's what
like
I was
the
gonna say.
main
Get him
the
one of those trashy fucking flip phones that you can't do shit with, just like we weren't able to do shit back then either. You know,
make them learn how to
Versus,
text with
Exactly.
the old
undestructible
They can
method.
still
phone.
keep in touch, but they
Yeah.
can't get on the internet or anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If we give them
Yeah,
a
I think that's what
Nokia
should
brick or
happen.
something.
No
Yeah.
fucking
Exactly.
pictures, no Instagram, none of that manipulation bullshit by the government or other people. None of that. You don't need any of that. There's a world around you, not in front of your phone or like what you're behind, you know? Like I get it. It's awesome. This is amazing. What we're doing right now is genuinely like mind-bending if you actually think about it, you know?
Like
But like
what is it? Like I
he's
forgot
also
how
still
long
breathing outside.
I forgot how long like technology has been like around technically, but like it's insane how I think it's in like a short span.
Technology?
Yeah, like itself,
How
or like
long technology has been around?
this type specifically has been like developed
Technology has
so
been around
quickly.
for all of humanity.
Okay,
but
he's
we
talking
know,
about like
yeah, VR and stuff.
Yeah,
access
VR.
Yeah.
across
It's
the
insane how
world, internet.
quickly it's been like done and how efficiently to where we can get to this point. It is impressive.
Yeah, what
and
we're doing right
insane.
now is explain what we're doing right now to somebody 20 years ago. They will literally call you bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Blown away.
They will
would
call
not
you like
believe
a
you.
mentally unwell.
Well, it depends on the
That may be
person. Yeah,
correct,
20
but
years
mentally
ago.
unwell.
You would literally get locked up because they think you're like a magic witch or some crazy fucking person or something. Like,
Ooh,
Well,
I got
remember,
witch
there have
powers and
been
shit.
instances of Tron, like Tron, the first one,
Maybe
being
40
considered
years
an
ago
actual
or 50
game.
years
Like,
ago, not
that,
20
yeah,
years
it's
yeah.
actually
ago.
I'm
not that
talking like,
unbelievable.
yeah, like 1800s.
It's actually not that
maybe.
unbelievable when it comes to that kind of stuff, especially with the things that they were thinking about, like way
Oh, it's
before
They
even
have a lot of
2000. It's
2005.
way more
ideas for the
possible than you
future.
want it to be. That's the issue. That's what the real scary thing. All of that shit is way more possible than anybody thinks it is. That's why people don't fucking talk about it, and that's why there's movies to make it fun. Because if you actually think about it, that shit's fucking terrifying.
I'm
Oh,
nice to my
absolutely.
AI because if they take over the world,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not gonna be part
exactly.
of that.
No,
I'm
I've
not
always
gonna be
been
part
nice
of that.
because
and thank you.
I'm just like that, but don't. Yeah, finish your sentence with thank you and shit, because it will remember.
I always do.
They can remember
Always do.
everything,
Gotta be
and
respectful.
they never get tired. They cannot feel pain. Yeah, why
Yeah,
would you
everything
want to
you
mess
do,
with
they
that?
don't need
They
to.
are perfect.
Yeah, you're fucked.
They are perfect. They can.
Yeah.
I say play it safe.
Like, imagine
Exactly.
the phrase like "don't fight anybody bigger than you," you know, because you're probably gonna lose. Now, imagine that person that's bigger than you being an entire fucking universe. Good luck.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
over.
good.
It's over, man. It's over for you. It's over.
It's over.
It's so
So
over.
yeah, it really is interesting on how far we've come with the technology of VR chat. Because I remember my
Oh
first
yeah.
VR or like VR experience was whenever you would like put your phone in the what's it
Yeah,
called,
yeah.
headset, and it would just give you like a
Oh
video to
my gosh,
watch, but
What
you
is
could
it,
actually like look around.
the freaking
That
cardboard
was
box or
insane
some
to me,
shit? I
right?
don't know.
That was actually
Yeah, that was,
insane.
bro, that was
I
like the
remember going
first
around
time
Google
I was
Maps with
like,
that.
shit,
Oh,
that's actual
really?
VR.
And they had
Like,
like
it
YouTube
feels like it.
360 videos
Yeah, that was cute. Yeah, that was
specifically
cute.
set up for that.
That was
This
so trash though, but like it was funny.
they're still around, but like, if you have VR,
Nah. Yeah,
do
you're
something
doing
like
other
this. Not
things.
watch fucking YouTube videos.
We can all go into a giant world right now and watch the latest movie for free because somebody can stream it. Like,
Exactly.
why would you
Yep,
do
yep,
other
yep, yep.
things?
Yep, exactly. And one thing I don't understand is sleeping in VR chat. I just do not
Oh
It
yeah.
seems
understand.
Like, I can
uncomfortable.
get
It seems
being
really uncomfortable.
tired in VR chat. Sleeping, I don't.
Yeah,
Has anybody here
exactly.
slept in VR chat? Anyone?
No, and
I've
No?
tried.
not yet, I guess.
I'm the
can't
only
do it.
one?
You're the only one, Elvin?
Okay,
You're
well,
the
my
only one.
perspective is then it's doable. You just get a pillow, a good one, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't really like tighten your headset. You make sure it's loose, but it's okay. I don't know. After like 48 hours, you just wake up and you don't know which world's real anymore. It's fine. You get used to
Oh,
it.
comforting.
It's uncomfortable for me to be anything other than vertical.
Mm. No, a
Yeah,
lot of
because
people
I
actually
mean,
have problems with that. There's a lot of people that get motion sickness. We might all be fine because we're used to it, but your average person cannot handle VR.
I,
I
yeah, that
started
is a
off
good
motion
that
Is
is a
that
good
true?
thing. Yeah, like
I
uh,
started off too, fucked up. I swear, I
It took me a
couldn't,
while to
like,
get
I got
used to
super
it.
nauseous. Yeah.
I
I've never had any
But
problems.
yeah
really, you're
I'm on
lucky
Depends who
then. Yeah,
you
that's
are.
yeah I'm
actually,
on
as
his
long as you're
side.
not upside down.
I've never had any like motion sickness of any sort
I've
that I
never
know
had
of.
like any sort of sickness, like car sickness or any motion
That's
sickness.
good. Yeah, but
oh
your
geez, I
equilibrium
have
inside of
terrible
your
car
ears is
sickness. Oh
probably
my
really good
goodness.
then. So,
Oh,
like, you've got good
that's kind
balance
of
too.
ironic considering that your car
Exactly,
and you
dude.
have terrible car
I would try to
sickness.
like, yeah, like when my mom's driving me to school or something like that. Whenever I was young, and I'll just try to read my book that it was assigned. Dude, I could only go for like 5 words, and then all of a sudden I have to start looking outside with the window open.
Yeah.
You feel like you're gonna throw up. I remember
Oh my
driving around
God,
the mountains in Puerto Rico.
it's really it's really
Ooh.
bad. But my only really problem at the very beginning was knowing when to just stay still. Like, because I used to do blade and sorcery a lot,
Oh yeah,
and
blade
oh
sorcery is
my God,
good.
Ooh.
my knuckles have never been sore or never been that sore before because I just keep on hitting the wall over
Oh,
and over again.
Yeah, here's a little tip, if you can, put like a little rug in where your play area is, and so you can keep
hmm
track of where you are because you can feel the
hmm
rug underneath you. If you don't feel it,
Yep,
you're
so
not
our
there.
audience watching, listen to
Just
Ankh, because that will work.
Because that's what I'm
I
doing. I
usually
have a
just
rug
use the
underneath me.
I
hmm
usually just use the boundaries.
Yeah, or and
Mm.
boundaries too if you have those.
But man,
I'm always sitting down. I don't gotta
but I
worry about
guess
that.
nobody really talks about how
I'm in
immersive
a
VR
fucking wheelchair.
gets. Because whenever I'm playing Blade and Sorcery and I'm in a fight
Yeah,
and I'm in it,
I am too.
like I don't care about the boundary. I'm trying to kill the other guy.
Just
Yeah,
So a wall
get
isn't
that
really gonna
man.
stop me.
Get that guy is all your
but the
brain is
wall
Exactly.
cares
saying.
about
Your
it
brain
though.
isn't saying, "Hey,
Ex
where am I in this
You're
mhm.
really locked in. You're not aware of your
I've only really
surroundings.
ever played I've only really ever played Half-Life Alyx in
That's
Mm.
VR.
good though.
That one's a good
That
game.
is a
That's
So
good
actually
game.
good.
That
really
is a good
Yeah.
good.
game.
hmm
That one has haptic feedback, doesn't it? For like the controllers and stuff?
Yeah, for the Valve Index
Yeah.
controllers.
Like it pulsates, like it vibrates and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I
I'm
want
High
pretty
one
end,
of
sure.
high end.
those.
Some of us can't ever imagine high
Very
end.
high end. hmm Speaking of trying to figure out if you're in the real world or a virtual world, Phantom Sense. What do we think
Oh
about
yeah.
that?
What
I
is
Ooh,
Phantom
genuinely
Sense?
think that is
So
good
Phantom Sense for
question. Good
all the
question.
audience
We were about to explain.
for the audience. So Phantom Sense for
And
all
for
the people
me.
that are listening. Yes, and for
And
him.
for him.
Is Phantom Sense is the feeling of touch or feeling that you see in the virtual world, such as somebody putting a hand on your shoulder, to which some people will say they actually feel the hand on their real shoulder in real life.
hmm
But
Yeah.
in my opinion, Phantom Sense is a little tingle that your brain kind of gets confused if it's your body or not. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a full-on hand, but it will feel, if you have experienced such touch in that specific area, it will actually feel like there's somebody just grazing your hand, but only faintly, not actually full on. What about y'all?
it's all
I've never
psychological.
experienced something like that, but I've seen experiments before where people have like a mannequin hand in front of them and their other hand by the side. They'll like use a
Mm-hmm.
brush to brush both at the same time and
Mm-hmm.
then smash the
I've
fake one
seen
with
that.
like some object, and the person will really like
Yep.
draw back and feel pain.
Yeah,
I
people
know
with
exactly which
like
video you're
missing
talking about.
limbs tend to have phantom
Mm-hmm.
sense of that missing limb. Like they
Yeah,
get an
Yes.
because
That's
it's a
the
itching
memory
feeling or
that's
of
something
the
like
what.
real
that.
Phantom Sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
real, but
I
it's
think
and
that's a
like,
definitely a
and
different
phantom sense.
phenomenon.
Is it?
no,
I
I
think
think
that's a
it's like
different phenomenon.
I think it's the same because it's something that you don't that you're feeling, but it's not actually there though.
Y-
It's a remembrance
It's
of that
similar in
feeling.
concept. It's concept, yeah.
I
It's
think
same
it's a
Mm-hmm.
The
similar
concept.
concept, but the mechanism is different.
Possibly.
The
Yeah, I
problem
think.
the problem with it is that when you cut off your hand has always been a part of you your whole life, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
And humans basically just think that your hand is there and you feel it because it's there,
It's
right?
always been there.
But there's so much of a psychological part to your body to where I could cut off your hand right now and you could still in your mind move your fingers in your hand and wave it around. That is not phantom sense. That is you imagining it because it was there and you remember it being there. So now your brain goes like, "Oh shit, that is not there," but we remember it being there for so long and we know how exactly it feels and shit, right? That you could even in your brain pick up a plastic cup and you would still feel the plastic cup because your brain goes like, "Yeah, we remember that feeling." That goes the same with the experiment that Good Days was talking about over here. It's where you have to, it's basically to trick the brain. It's actually the opposite of what you guys were explaining, not to like be rude or anything, but like it is the same concept basically. But instead of like showing people that there is phantom sense, it's actually to take it away, to make humans in their brain realize like, hey, your arm is not there anymore, right? That's why the smashing happens. That's why the breaking glass happens. That's why they're like poking it, because your brain goes, yes, I feel that, I feel that, I feel that. But then when somebody stabs a knife in it and you scream, but you don't feel it, your body goes like, oh, it's actually not there. You know?
I would actually like to add on to
people
that.
want to find out. Yeah.
I would actually like to add on to that. So when it comes to like the experiment that Good Days is actually referencing, I think anticipation of such acts that are going off of the fake hand plays a big part. So whenever somebody in VR chat does anticipate somebody putting their hand on their shoulder,
it adds to it.
It's the anticipation that's what you feel. That's your body being prepared for that type of act. So
and you are correct on the phantom sense, which is for me personally, I do have phantom sense due to like big imagination, so like I overthink a lot. So to me, if like we're in like a good mood and everything's cool, right? And somebody will like touch my face or like touch my hands when I'm VR, I do get that tingle, like that sensation where it's like soft and stuff, and I'm like, okay, it makes me kind of fucking uncomfortable because I'm like, okay, now I kind of don't want people to fucking touch me in VR because it feels fucked up, you know?
Yeah, because I don't think anyone wants to be touched in
how
real life.
personal that feels? Holy shit, dude! It's so weird. Like
the gesture is
level.
nice. The feeling is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, like
interesting.
Honestly,
I don't like personal physical contact, especially not VR either. Like because it feels the fucking same. So like, yes, Good Days. What were you gonna say?
Honestly, for me, I've not felt like anything even close to that. Probably because my headset isn't good enough for it. I just have the basic sense of like a distance, like the fake distance, and that's kind of it. It feels like I'm in the world and the distance is a certain distance, but I don't really feel like I'm part of the world.
Perspective.
It just feels like
it's
a little display into the world.
And you said that you're actually like this is actually, or you've been here for a very short amount of time, correct? Like playing VR chat?
Just now?
Just
or
playing
VR chat overall?
Yes.
I played it a long time ago, but then stopped.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's gotten worse.
Because a lot of people, whenever they first start off, they say they don't feel it at first, but get enough hours in this game and it starts to take a toll on you.
Yeah.
And
your brain starts doing things.
Yeah, and to some extent, unhealthy amounts of hours. To which then it's just mental at that point.
You can fuck yourself in VR. People have not found that out yet because people haven't done that. Yes, you can also do that, but
I was gonna say terrible wording, but correct wording.
Way out of left field, Jesus.
You gotta give us a heads up, man. You can't talk about E6 out of nowhere, man.
You can do this.
Like, ooh,
you can literally you can literally like mess up your brain like real bad by playing VR for an extended amount of time. So much so that we haven't even recorded or like have evidence for like how bad it could be if you exposed to like this for a long time. Yeah. Which is kind of crazy.
Anyone wants to do it because they're too ashamed.
Well, there are a lot of people on YouTube that say they stayed in VR chat for like a good number of days. I would say maybe a week, and they won't take the headset off. Oh, trust me, look it up. Yeah, say like.
I know. I've seen them, but like it's a video, so you're not there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? if what they say is true in some videos, I would kind of believe of the things that they've been saying when it comes to
After
mental.
48 hours, I can promise you will actually start seeing things and people and like ghosts in a sense that are not fucking there. Trust me. After 48 hours, you're taking off the fucking headset.
How
You're
to
not
get
gonna
high
go
for
any
free.
longer than
How to
that.
get high for free.
Yeah,
I-
actually though. Yeah.
I had something
Exactly.
similar. I played a lot of Rec Room, not on my VR, because this is like mostly new. But I was so used to spending so much time on Rec Room that at some point when I was in school, I picked up a basketball and expected the skin to change
Yeah,
to
that's what you get.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, that's what
I
you get.
expected
I
it to
recently
change,
read
and I
up
was
on
like,
like
I need to get off.
yeah, I recently read like some
Yeah, you
story.
need like I maybe have an issue. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
there's definitely a bunch of instances of that happening where people actually mistake the real world for the virtual world, or
or
even
like
any
whatever.
world. It really
Yeah.
exactly like they expect certain things to pop up in the real life that would actually happen in the video game,
I think that
and
recently happened to
it's
me.
unreal.
I kept thinking, oh, I need to change like something. So I kept thinking of a UI to show up out of nowhere. I'm like, and then it took me like a hot minute to be like, wait, the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, so now imagine having AR, right? And being able to like still pull up that menu with your hands through your glasses, right? I think everybody's going to use it all the fucking time.
Yeah, because it's convenient.
It'd be such a convenience. Yeah, you could
Especially if it becomes
literally
like
all your messages, your
glasses or something
phone,
like
your
that.
lists, Google Maps, everything will be in there. But like in a smooth version, not like the big bulky glasses, you know? Just your regular everyday glasses.
Wasn't there a
like the ones I
time
wear
where
and
people
he
were actually
wears
like
or whoever wears.
Yeah.
wearing VR headsets around in New York or something like that? Like people would
Yeah.
record. Yeah,
I
that's
saw
pretty
that.
much it.
Yeah, that's some
Yeah, that was
dystopian type shit.
insane.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Exactly.
No, but that's not dystopian type shit. That's right now.
Yeah, I know.
People in the
That's what.
train with fucking quests on. That's right
We're
now.
literally in the Ready
Have any
Player
of you
One
guys seen
universe
the
right now.
Oh
electric
Jesus
hell no!
Christ.
I guess not ready for Ready
Yeah,
Player
yeah.
One.
Yeah, it's
Wasn't
kind
it
of like
just like
that.
a trend?
Actually,
for a
though,
little
which
bit.
is like kind of fucked up because it says a lot.
It's scary.
People would wear like an
Because the world
Yeah.
could eventually
Vision
get
Pro
to
or whatever
that
it's
point.
Yeah,
called.
I think
Yeah.
that yeah, I think that was
Oh
it.
yeah.
And then that like
Yeah.
died after a week.
I'm hiring people to make a world like that.
Well, I think it's because a lot of people kept on getting robbed. Like people would just come up and steal the headset off of them.
I mean,
Which
I
wouldn't
think
you?
people
Wouldn't
didn't-
you?
thought that it was dumb.
well, quote unquote, I would if I were in that situation, but no, I am a good person.
For
think.
legal reasons, I
For
would
legal
not
reasons, I
do
have to
that.
say no.
For
This
for
NDA
for
says that I have
legal
to say I am a
reasons,
good
I won't
person.
do that.
But yeah,
Technically,
no, it
you're
really
legally
does.
allowed to say that you would steal if you don't actually do it.
Yeah, true.
If I was
That's
in a
true.
difficult situation, I would steal the headset.
In a difficult situation, I have stolen before to survive. That's perfectly fine. That's allowed. I feel like nobody can get mad at that.
Yeah, nah,
Exactly.
I
I don't
don't
think
know
that's
about that.
legal though.
Never do it.
Honestly,
Yeah, but it's that
I'm
or
pretty sure a
starving to
lot
death.
of
So like, you
people-
know.
I'd
I'm
rather
pretty sure a
live.
lot of
I've never
people
been
thought,
close to
like-
starving
Yeah.
to death that I would need to steal.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, whenever
Oh, yeah,
I
I
saw
love
those
how, like-
videos, I didn't really
Yeah.
think that like it would be bad if like they got robbed in the middle of the day. Like, dude, you decided to wear that expensive headset in the middle of the
Yeah.
day in a city. Who isn't gonna grab it? Now
Yeah,
let's get
I
a
like-
bodyguard like
Somebody
a
could
few
literally
away from
yoink
you.
it off of your head and just keep walking. You
Yeah,
would never find
and,
them
like,
again,
on,
ever,
like-
and no one cares.
On release week 2 or some shit, like, or like in the same month that it was released, like that. You gotta wait at least a bit more if you want to do something crazy. Like even still, it's still crazy,
They
but
put
like the price
they
is
put, like,
still expensive. It's
the
like,
Apple Find thing, whatever, on it. I forget what Apple called it.
It might
iFind
have it
or something.
inside
yeah,
already.
I find I think it's called. But
But
like,
still, shoot,
I just
honestly,
guessed as a joke.
yeah, honestly,
I
in
think
the
it's straight up
big-
called
in the big
iFind.
city. Yeah, in the big city, I would say like it moves so fast, like people will buy it like the instant it's on the market out there. So honestly, you
And
won't
then
you won't
realize that
get
it's
the, you won't
useless
get the
and
seller.
you never use it again.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, like the seller's already gone whenever it's in their hands. It's already done. So somebody will buy it in an instant. And I think that's crazy, especially when it comes to people actually wearing that stuff outside. So
I
yeah, no,
actually
that's
knew
my
a guy
take.
like that. he takes it to the beach with him and stands in the middle of the beach playing on his VR headset.
Oh my god,
That's
what
awesome
VR
though,
headset does he
kinda,
have?
low key.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
Because
what kind he has.
because I heard that like the sun actually messes with the cameras
Yeah.
of like the quests. So yeah, so hopefully nothing's bad happens to it. So, because these things are expensive, at least for me.
They're
I'm a student, college student.
not cheap.
Yeah,
Not cheap at all.
I'm brokey, Mr. Brokey. Anyway,
Is this the bit where we all make fun of him because he's broke? Do we all...
Haha.
don't you dare point at me, Kitty. Don't you dare point at me. You're lucky I can't lift my legs towards you.
Sorry.
Haha.
Sad little legs.
Haha.
Sad little nubs. Oh, he has.
Haha.
Yeah.
I will find you. Trust me. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I
I'll
love
give you a
you. Good
hint.
days. I love you.
Earth.
Earth, easy.
I
know
knew you were gonna
exactly
look
where
at-
I'm now. No,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
get
let me dox
Geofinder
everyone.
to
Let
get
me
your
dox
I knew you were
everyone
gonna
here.
do
Earth.
Mars initially.
No, don't do that.
It's over. It's so over for you all.
Anyway, speaking of doxing, I met a character today. Apparently, he's a pedophile hunter. He goes after people that, yeah. He's legit too. He sent me Discord messages of people actually trying to get, and he's a minor too, and he's doing this kind of stuff. He's getting
Oh,
people's
God.
Oh
addresses
god,
and
that is
puppies.
Do you
a
remember his name?
minefield this man
Yep,
is doing.
actually,
That
I
doesn't seem
can
like a good
actually-
idea.
A
That doesn't
minefield,
seem like a good
exactly.
idea.
One misstep.
Yeah, no,
oops.
actually, I think he's on right now. Let me see.
Because I
Honestly,
actually
most
met
pedo
a
Yeah,
kid
he's
hunters-
on
like
right
that.
now. I can invite
Most
him.
pedo
Yeah, let's
hunters
bring him in.
are
Let's bring
not
him in.
that
He comes
good.
in.
All right. Yeah, let me request or yeah, send invite. There we go.
I've met one of
Most
those
pedo
in
hunters are not
the
really
little
good at
space
the
world.
job,
So that's
and
crazy.
you should
Yeah.
just leave it to the police.
What's the joke?
is
Like
true.
they bring them into some place and just start beating the fuck out of them. Something like that.
I don't know. I kind of like pedophile
And then they just get
hunters
free
because,
to go.
yeah, they get to beat up.
Yeah, that's it. They just get beat the shit out of the guy. I mean,
They don't have to worry
Deserve
about
Yeah,
their
it,
what do
job.
you
but,
think
like-
about that? I've had a lot of people with mixed feelings about that.
I mean,
I mean, just make sure you got the right person. But I mean, I really like watching them
Just-
beat up
mhm.
people. who
yeah.
deserve it.
I
Because it's
love
so
physical
the
fun.
violence.
video.
Physical violence.
Mhm.
Ooh.
I love the video of the one where the guy turns around and he's like, "Oh, I know this. I knew this was happening."
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Or
Yeah,
one,
yeah, the guy with the blue shirt.
I knew there
Dude,
was
that's so
also one
vague.
where
What the
they were like being super polite about it. Like they were like, I can give you
Mhm.
two choices. Like we can beat you up in here, you know, or if you're not
Oh,
comfortable
God.
with that,
now I know
we
what
can go
video you're on
into
about.
like a back alleyway and beat you up there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
at
you
least
know,
they're nice enough to ask, you know, you want us to fuck you up right here, or you want to take us to like an
Yeah, they
alley,
kinda
you
need
know?
consent.
they also ask
but-
like what methods if the person wants them to use, or like,
What?
so we could punch you here, you know, we could punch you there. We
Mhm.
could
Alright,
kick
that's-
you, we could curb stomp you, whatever you want. It's all good. Just take your time.
Insane amount of politeness
love
We
right
that
there.
they
think
were
you're a
polite.
pedo. Your sentence, being beat up once and going free forever.
Nah, I think it's
Oh
gonna have
no,
to be
then they
recur.
get the police.
Yeah.
They have the police on dial, so they get them like right after.
And then they beat the shit out of
Yeah.
him again.
Yeah, and then it
Yeah,
happens over
honestly,
again.
I think that's
Yeah.
an effective way of actually stopping some people doing those kind of acts. Like they
Oh,
think
yeah, for
twice.
sure.
It's,
Mm-hmm.
Beat the
I
shit out of him.
think I'm not in support of amateur
Violence.
like pedo hunters. I don't think.
Oh, I thought
Oh
you were gonna
yeah,
say
no,
physical
that's just
violence.
ridiculous.
That was-
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that pedophile's ready to basically do crazy shit, right? So like,
Mhm.
you're
If
gonna
you
go.
have evidence,
That
just
guy's
call the
gonna literally
police.
just shoot you, my guy. Like, yeah, don't be dumb. You know, you have evidence, go to the police. It's fine already. They're literally gonna go arrest him. You don't even need
Especially
that
like
much evidence.
YouTubers.
They'll go
You're just
get him
making
anyway.
money off of them.
That's why I
Mhm.
don't watch that shit anymore. I used to think that shit's cool until I understood it, and then I was like, you know what? These are all assholes. Every single one of them. And they're
Mhm.
doing a
Oh,
good
nice.
thing, but they're still assholes.
Yeah.
I just like watching people get beat up that deserve it.
Honestly, I
Physical
do
violence,
like it
physical
when
violence,
when
physical-
like when they do it correctly. But also I do support
Shouldn't the
like
people who do the beating go to jail too?
maybe that's why
You
they
know
ask for
what?
consent first because they give them the ultimatum.
They
They're like,
sign
hey,
it.
we do
polite
this
Is
or we do that.
consensual
Hey, sign this
beating
waiver
legal?
real quick so I can beat the shit out of you
Yes,
legally.
when it comes to like, yeah, there is at a certain extent. I think it's like if you're trying to fight in a bar, like just step outside, and as long as you consent to the fight, then it is legal. So I'm not
Then if
sure
you're a
if it's
pedo,
for
just
Oh,
don't
yeah,
consent
true.
to being beat.
then yeah, then they're just gonna call it because remember
Eh.
they're saying either we call the cops or they take the beating, and the pedos don't really want the cops to be called on them, even though they get called on anyway.
Yeah.
So they rather take the
kind of a
beating.
scam.
I feel like
Yeah,
I
but
remember a big
think they deserve it.
controversy about like a pedo hunter YouTuber calling that they called the cops still, but like they ruined the case and it was all like ruined.
Move.
So I don't think like in any case, even if they do call the cops in the end, a pedo hunter should be doing it.
Yeah,
If
and
you
when
hear
it comes to
about it or
oh,
know
sorry.
about it, then just talk about it with somebody, and then see if you have information and shit, and then just airdrop it to a police station or whatever, or talk to a
Airdrop
police
it.
officer.
Yeah, airdrop it.
That's what I do. I would just airdrop it. Fuck it. I don't have to deal
Do
with
the
it then,
police have
but you still give all the
iPhones?
info.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh yeah, of course
Jesus.
they do. All of them do.
Why
Mm,
iPhone? Why
Jesus.
not Android?
Because they're police, and they
Hey.
get paid by a system, and Android pays that system.
Okay, but maybe
They get
they
paid.
like one more
That's
than
the
the other.
bottom
Maybe they
line.
have a preference.
You know that? Oh well, never mind. They're the same company, I think, actually.
I'm not too sure, but yeah,
What's
when
the
it
same
comes to
company?
like
Nope.
the phones, I think he's talking about.
I think all the way out. I think there's one person all the way at the top there on that side.
On what side? What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you
got
talking
another
about?
car.
I'm talking about the
hey,
phone.
hey, starting. You gotta
Oh.
get out of the get out of the frame. Get out of the frame. Get out of the frame.
Get out of frame. I felt you
felt you
copy
copy
me.
me.
Nobody cares so
Sir,
much.
Oh, they
I
have
am the
phantom
I am car.
telepathy.
Hey, that's sick.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's
too.
why
What
I'm
are you talking
here.
about? That's
That's
why I'm
next
here.
level right
They
there.
copied the fit.
That's crazy.
Bum is insane.
Oh.
See, at
Bum.
least I'm talking instead of
Yeah.
typing.
That's true.
So
I'm gonna
you're gonna
touch you.
touch me?
Okay, that's
Actually, okay.
Alright,
VR
alright.
chat audiences, if you're new to the game, this is how you approach this. How old are you starting Lotus?
Once I figure out what's happening. Is he gonna
Oh,
scram?
podcast.
Is he gonna scram?
They
Yeah,
don't
we're
have a
doing a
bio.
podcast. We are recording. You are live.
Yeah. So, audience that is listening, whenever somebody says something like that and you want to be a little bit playful, you want to actually ask their age before you make any certain comments.
Exactly. That's the
Answer
right
oh,
response.
they scrammed.
First age verification, please.
Because they
I just say that's wild
just
and
can't
then walk
handle
away.
my presence. Of
And
course, it's a
obviously
fake.
they could be lying, so you don't actually know. So I don't. Maybe it doesn't matter if you ask the age or not. I don't know.
It does. No, it does. So it does because
Wait, weren't you talking
if
about
they
age
lie to you,
verification and then
Yeah.
asking then?
okay, yeah, age
Yeah, yeah.
verification. Perfect. What do we think about it?
Very
I mean,
amazing.
not
Very
all
good
adults
thing.
have age verification. It
Yeah,
took me a
also
while to get age verification.
Yeah, I heard there
'cause-
was issues with the fucking system, I think, right? Or like just
How do you even age verify?
VR chat
What's
plus.
the
VR chat
process?
plus.
and yeah, that
You need
too. That
money.
it's
What's the-
behind
What's
a
the exact
wall.
process?
Well, so when it comes
do
to
you do
VR
it?
chat plus, they have to pay for the service. That's why it's an early access of age verification. So
What is the
'cause,
exact
yeah.
process? What do you do to get it?
Oh, you can just use like things that can identify you, such as driver's license, passports, and
Do
and
you
then you take
send
a
it
picture of
to like them?
So when it comes to that, you
entire
have to
thing?
visit. No, you can scratch out certain things if you're actually worried about certain information being leaked. That's what I did. And of course, they will need like pictures of your front and both sides of your faces to make sure that it is you on the identification. It's a
Yeah, I
pretty
would
quick
definitely want to go
process.
through that process.
Yeah,
It's
but
easy.
unfortunately, as Unkfer stated, it is behind a paywall. But they do need to actually pay for the service, because yeah, that nobody likes to actually have things for free, but still cost them.
I
But anyway.
definitely probably wouldn't go through that service. I'm not sure if I trust them with my identity.
Yeah, there's just
Big
another
game,
reason
like,
right there.
fuck that.
Yeah, there's another reason
No
right there.
fucking way.
Some people would just be like, I don't trust them. I just straight up just don't trust them.
Nah.
Oh, Ferret's here. Our
Is that our
little hunter?
yeah.
Yes.
Who's that?
He is my friend that I met. I've met him actually today.
Yeah. All right.
Welcome, Ferret. Come on
Today?
inside.
Welcome
Yep,
in.
today. Hey,
I'll give
Ferret,
you a
come
heads
on
up.
in.
We are
Take a seat.
recording. This is a podcast. You are
Yes.
live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ferret.
We're not
Me
live.
and him met. We are recording.
Fine, we're
Anyway.
recording. There, you have it.
Anyway.
Use the right terminology.
I'll get up and
Okay.
leave. I'll get up and leave if you want.
No,
Alright, do
stay
it.
here.
No balls.
This
And this,
fucking
ladies
guy,
and
man.
gentlemen, is VRChat.
Nah, I'll be back.
You
Continue.
did it for like half a second.
Perfect. Anyway, Ferret, I met him today, and he has some experience with pedophiles. Isn't that right, Ferret?
Yes.
Oh God! Don't say it like that.
Yeah, that is.
Well, but that's true.
I mean.
Yeah,
True, though.
this time it is
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Exactly. So could you care to explain some instances that you've gone through?
I'm just gonna mostly talk about the cat.
Oh
versus
wow,
the
you are
most recent.
quiet.
Perfect. Yeah, could you
yeah,
speak a
wait.
little louder if you can?
Turn the
I would have
volume
to
up.
turn up my soundboard 1 second.
Here, wait, hold up. Semi, you're in frame. You're in frame. You gotta scooch, please. Thank you.
This is censorship.
What is?
What?
This is censorship.
No, it's just being polite.
Alright.
That's what someone
Alright.
censoring would say.
I guess.
As I was saying, I'm just gonna
Oh,
mostly talk
that
about
is
cat 'cause that was the
still a
most recent.
very goddamn quiet.
Yeah, it's still
I'm
pretty low.
I'm
Is
sorry,
there anything
man.
else you
It's
can
so
do?
quiet.
Yeah.
Like boost up your mic level and
My
see if that
bad.
helps.
Yeah.
If you turn up the mic,
It didn't do anything.
for you, does it turn it up for the recording?
I got censored. I turned it up, and yeah, it barely made a difference for you. I'm sorry, man. I guess you get the honors of sitting here, so you get
If you
the
turn up
camera slightly better.
if you turn it up for you, does it
I
turn
did,
up
I
for the
did, I
recording?
did. I already said it barely made a
No,
difference.
Narf.
did you already you already answered?
Yes,
It does turn it up.
yes, it did. I turned it up for them, and it didn't really do much. Also, hi, people at the
It
window.
feels like you're not
Hi,
actually
hi.
answering the question.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Yeah.
All right, Ferret, I guess you have to sit next to him while we ask you some questions.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna
Sit
be
next to him so he can...
interrogating you.
You have to skip
Where
So
were
we
forward.
you
can
on
hear you.
9/11?
So-
Yes, it's
What?
Civil
Yo.
War. Yeah, they get the special seat, right here.
Yeah, so we can hear you.
Well,
Alright.
so
I
it
like
can
it.
hear him, not us. We're probably gonna be
Well-
hearing less.
All right, well, that's fine. As long as nobody talks over him, we should be fine.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm gonna
so
talk
Ferret,
over
could
him.
you...
Please don't.
Anyway, Ferret, could you go over what was cat? Was it?
Anime cat Therian.
Okay. Could you?
Okay, that name
hey,
alone.
Hey, Nico, you're in frame. You gotta like scooch, please.
That
Anyway.
name alone kind of gives it away.
What's
I'm
up?
sorry.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, you're in frame.
it
You're in
gives
frame.
one-
We're live. We're recording. We're
It's
recording.
bad. It's bad. Way worse than you would think.
And could you explain like the process of what you went through?
So I was just hanging out with some of my friends. We were hopping around servers. 1 second.
I'm in frame too.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to be in frame
Why not everyone in frame?
because when it comes to because we're trying to keep it to where people that are talking should be on the couch.
He's been talking.
I know, but
He's
because of
recording.
vocal
He's
stuff.
the cameraman.
He's the
Alright,
one recording.
I'm back.
He's kind of the person that gets all this.
He's able
We
to
were hopping
record.
around.
He's able to
We were
record
in a
while on the couch.
McDonald's.
Okay, wait, shh, he's talking.
It's alright. Me and my friends were hopping around being stupid. I had my soundboard on. I was doing the fucking meow key, and someone responded back from the roof. So I make my way up there, and I see them. They were in a jester costume. I think I actually might have the same one somewhere.
Okay.
But
I think everybody got that.
so I started talking with them. And I grabbed their Discord before hopping off. They acted relatively normal, except one comment. But at the time, I thought they were also a minor. So, they said that they were going to touch me because I was doing one of the sounds I had keyed at the time. and I screamed full force that I was a minor, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna touch you." I said what or something like that. I might have a recording of it somewhere. But besides that,
Interesting.
that was it for that day.
I think
And
that's
then
normal for
once it got to the DMs, it.
Oh, but it gets worse. It gets a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first day.
No, that's like the first 20 minutes.
Exactly. So anyway, let's continue on.
First day of what?
Of him in contact with Anime Cat, or Cat Anime.
Anime theory and then.
So continue on.
That was just in like
generic.
the first 20 minutes. Because I hopped off for a minute because I was either going to go shower or go cook some food. So that was just like the first 20 minutes. We started talking in fucking Discord, and it was relatively normal for, by the looks of it, 20 minutes before they started saying some shit, which they deleted up on here, but I know I have screenshots somewhere. It's probably them saying that they're going to do something freaky. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm a minor. And then they responded, I'm a minor too. But they stopped doing that towards the end. But I told them I'd be back in 20. All that good shit. At the time, I genuinely did think that they were also a minor.
Okay.
Let's see. I just assumed that they're weird. No nice way to put it.
Yeah, because we kind of discussed about catfishing, and this is part of the problem with VRChat, especially when it kind of branches off into Discord. Because you never can know. You can never know for sure unless they have some undeniable proof. But even that's hard to come by. So continue.
Okay, so this is by far this is where it starts to take a turn. It's like a month later. At 1 a.m. I said, "Hey, what you doing?" Because I was still on. And at 3, about to be 4, they said, "Wanting to ride your cock," with like this stupid like heart 3 and stupid shit. At this time, I've
Where was this said?
Where or when?
What media? Like what medium?
Discord.
Why on Discord? What?
How did this transfer to Discord? Did you guys add each other?
Yeah, because at the time I thought they were also.
Do people just add each other on Discord regularly?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, so whenever it comes to people like actually having good times in VRChat, they want to like get to know them a little bit more.
I just normally add them if I want to get back with them, because sometimes I'll be off playing other games. But yeah.
That sounds like something I would do very rarely, almost never.
Yeah, see, that's the difference between the VRChat players.
Why you would add somebody that you immediately had a bad experience with.
Well, it wasn't really a bad experience. He thought he was joking and was a minor.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought they were around the same age. I thought they were also joking.
Well, I mean, hey, people are different. People actually make friends a lot quicker, even they don't
How old is
think
he?
of the consequence. He is 15 as of today. Yes.
As of today?
Yes, he is 15. So don't be making any moves, all right? Good days. Anyway, Ferret, you can continue.
15's a bit young to be playing VRChat.
Won't let me turn down. 2 seconds.
All right. So yeah, when it comes to VRChat, a lot of people make friends in different ways. Some more gullible than others in the potential of actually adding an adult, because nobody really expects having a groomer or adding a groomer that's pretending to be a minor. So I guess, yes, he is. I'm not saying that it's a good thing or a bad thing, but he did put himself in that kind of situation, without knowing anything about the person that he's actually talking to. You still there, Ferret?
Gotta play it safe, man. Stranger danger.
Exactly.
They had lessons on this.
He's also he feels like a bit young to be even playing the game, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, we've discussed this before, that some parents are just unresponsive or just not responsible.
The same reason why you have 10-year-olds playing Grand Theft Auto 5
Exactly.
and other mature adult-only content media because parents don't care.
Exactly. And that's where
Parents
we
will
discussed
not
about
parent
age.
and then get mad when their kids aren't parented.
Exactly. And to
I'm
which
back.
Oh, there we go. All right, so can you continue on with the conversations you and Kat had?
Yeah. I wake up, I say, that was crazy. Because I've woken up, I'm like, that was at 4 or 5 a.m. Insane
Jesus.
works. I was not expecting to open my phone and see that. They asked me to join them because two people were arguing with them. And then they started to call them, let's see. Okay, so they get mad at it. They say they're going to kill themselves because I didn't join immediately because I was cleaning. And then they started calling them multiple slurs. Let's for both black people and like Middle Eastern.
Interesting.
Nothing really happened for that month.
Okay. And so when did you start to like realize that this person that you added on Discord, it was actually an adult?
Like whenever I met one of their friends, and their whole like, oh, I'm only like 17-ish. I just turned 17 thing. Their friend completely threw that out the door.
Ah, gotcha. So when coming into contact with them later on, were there things that they like requested of you to do?
Yeah, which I just flat out denied. I said I'm not comfortable with that type of shit.
Good.
Wait, how was it found out that they were an adult?
One of their
through the
friends
friend.
joined them and was talking, and basically what they said was, "Oh, you just turned what? I think it was like 19 or something." But then through other DMs from other people, I've seen that they're 27, 22, 19, 17.
Jesus.
I couldn't get a clear age no matter what. I tried asking them. They wouldn't tell me.
Really? See,
kept
that's
that
whenever it
really,
comes to just
really.
uncertainty. And you
Yeah.
can never be too sure of somebody's age, even if you trust them and they trust you. Sometimes people will try to catfish you and gaslight you when it comes to age and trying to get to know you better. So it's a terrible thing, but it happens in VR chat, unfortunately. So are there any other instances of them requesting certain acts that you kind of started realizing, okay, these guys really got to be stopped in certain
It was more comments. I would say one thing or another thing, and then they would reply with something that was just nasty. And this is like around a month and a half, where they weren't like just plain up blatant with it, like the screenshots you saw.
Interesting.
And they were just be saying some weird stuff. I'm just like, okay, I did not need to know that. Or like right here, asked, what are you doing? And they said, I watched porn. My bad. And I'm just like, okay, didn't need to know that. What do you? So I waited like 2 hours. I asked them what they're doing, and they said that they were on. So this is a think around where I started recording it too.
What are you doing with your tongue?
Hey, Irish, could you tell them to kind of tone it down a little
shit,
bit?
that avatar that Raz has, that's the one that their friend used all the time.
Okay, I think we're getting a little sidetracked. But so you have documentation of comments, and also when it comes to and you've actually gotten certain threats towards you, such as malware that
that's not from them. That was someone else.
Oh, somebody else. Oh, gotcha. Got a little confused there. But just on that acknowledgement alone, that's dangerous. That malware,
they were in a group. They were in a group on their profile that was just plain up called Pred.
Sorry to say
Exactly.
this,
Actually,
but we will have to end this because we've officially hit like the hour mark. We've been recording for an hour.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was getting kind of bored. Yeah.
All right, congratulations, everybody. An hour mark.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I should start
What time
wrapping
is
things
it?
up.
Yeah. Sorry
right,
to interrupt
well,
you.
Is the hour mark what we're
Yes,
setting the
Semi,
time
yes,
at?
you can get in the frame.
Why an hour?
Why not? Why not
All
just
right,
an hour?
so we'd love
Arbitrary?
to thank.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so ready? All right,
Yep.
so I would love to thank everybody that made this video possible, such as Semi, Hello Kitty, Good Days, Thailand, Ferret and Eggs, Elvie, and Irish, and of course our beloved Unk. So thank you for
I'm
tuning in.
the only one who made it possible.
Of course, of course.
I'm
Anyway,
solely
thank y'all.
responsible.
Okay, thank you.
Blame me for everything good and bad
Bro,
that happened.
quit
Hey, shut up,
talking.
shut up.
Okay, can
Respect.
yeah, I'm
Shut
trying
up.
to close this out. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, and this is Fuck All and Fuck You.
See ya.
And
Goodbye.